All right, so at a function in West Hartford back in April, when a woman approached me and she said, I got an awesome garden and I'd like to tell you about it. And I said, sure, reach out through me through email and we'll set something up.
And she did. I know this lovely woman as well. And you went.
I went. And let me tell you, Blythe Kaufman lives on about 1/4 acre in West Hartford. And what a garden she has.
Take a look.
Some people have pools, some people have patios, and some people have gardens. Really, really big gardens in their backyard. Blythe Kaufman has a really big garden.
You're here in West Hartford, and you have a wonderful garden, which encompasses most of your house. I'm surprised there's any lawn left. There are so many vegetables and produce and fruits growing. It's incredible.
Yes. We moved here to West Hartford about 17 years ago, and initially I put in a small vegetable garden, small gardens and some flowers, but I've been gardening since I was tiny with my mom. And as things would die, I would replace bushes with things that made food. It was just always something inside of me that felt really good about being able to go outside and find your food and know where it was grown and then just have access to it.
And you plant to eat. Is that right?
Exactly. So if it does, it has to earn its keep, so to speak. If we're going to put it in the garden, it's got to help us with something. So that's sort of how I make my decisions. I also look at companion planting and the soil requirements. So we ended up putting a high bush cranberry. I know they need acidic soil, which is the same as Pachysandra. Also blueberries like acidic soil. So we're kind of thinking in terms of the soil requirements of what we're planting.
This garden hasn't always been easy for Blythe. Due to health problems, she stopped practicing as an endodontist and relies on help to make her garden grow.
Endodontist?
Yes.
Or gardener? Or both?
Well, you know, as I was sharing with you, I ended up having some joint problems because of a genetic condition that I found out I had while I was pregnant with our now 15-year-old son. And so I ended up losing a lot of ability in my hands to do things like dentistry, and I thought I was going to lose my ability to garden, which I love. But through our son, and then we ended up adopting 2 children, they've really, as they've grown up, become my hands in the garden. And we've also made some adjustments, so putting gardens at waist level so that we can still do that.
Blythe has a name for her garden. It's called Our Lady's Victory Garden.
You call your garden a victory garden.
Yes.
That harkens back to a different time.
Exactly. Well, actually, when I grew up outside of Boston, and my mom, you know, when I was born in the mid to late 70s, my mom had a garden, and she was following along with, on WGBH, there was Crockett's Victory Garden because of the high spike in inflation. And of course that was harkening back even earlier to World War II when people were putting in victory gardens. So there's been times throughout history where there's really been this kind of resurgence of this idea that we can all contribute to kind of the betterment of our country, of our neighbors. I mean, when we take less from the store, then there's less demand, and that keeps the prices down. So people who for some reason can't grow, those of us who can, it helps because we're consuming less. So from the stores and more from our gardens.
The Our Lady in the name is the Virgin Mary, Mother of God.
I had this kind of inspiration to really share what we've been doing, our way of life, this kind of simplicity of life, with other people in hopes that they will also, you know, put in a victory garden. So, and we've named it Our Lady's Victory Garden. It's named after our Blessed Mother. So it's kind of our Blessed Mother is always wants all the best for her children. So I feel like there's God's providence. You find God's providence in the garden. At least I do.
Blythe loves to teach anyone who's interested in gardening. In fact, she's put several videos together for your viewing and learning pleasure.
We started putting videos together, and it's not those quick, you know, 2-minute, how do you plant a pepper? It's more, you're like our neighbor. Come in and follow us, our family, as we put in this garden, plant what we're planting. We give you the plans, and we just walk around and talk to you in the videos and show you how we're gardening. So
and where do we find those?
So we have a website that we launched on March 25th, 2022. It's called OurLadiesVictoryGarden.com. And then there's links to the associated YouTube channel, Our Lady's Victory Garden.
That's excellent.
Blythe and her son Asher actually prepared a salad for me, fresh out of their garden, and let me tell you, it was wonderful.
There's nothing like when in the evening, almost like now when we have this beautiful breeze, is that you go and walk through the garden and you just see what's coming. I mean, there's just this peacefulness that comes in the evenings, walking through, seeing, oh, there's something, harvesting it. And then the other piece we've been enjoying is when you take something from the garden and you prepare it and put it on the table, it's never tasted as good. I mean, first of all, it's fresh, but also you put your love into this. I mean, this is the providence, you know, that you were given in your own yard, out of your own dirt, and your own hard work. And to put that on the table, the whole family's excited. I think we're really been savoring that kind of simplicity of life, where it's just no noise, you're just outside and you're working the soil, and there's a lot of peace that comes with that.
Yeah, sure.
And you just kind of get back to the old ways that people have been doing for centuries.
She's a remarkable woman. And
She really is. Fun fact, Blythe and I had our children together. We took birthing classes together.
That's
so
awesome.
Asher and Helena are the same age. But if you want to see her videos, all you have to do is head to OurLadiesVictoryGarden.com. We want to thank Blythe and her family for sharing their love of gardening.
absolutely. Have a great day.